Hi everyone, it's Cheryl from Ideas for Card Making, and I'm here today for Couture Creations, and I'm going to be making this diamond fold card. Now it looks extremely complicated, and all the instructions I found for it were really complicated until I found one from years and years ago. So this is a really easy card to make. This is what it looks like when it's out. That's the inside. Now you can stamp on this bit in the centre, but I thought this would be a good place to write your message, or you can use a more plain panel on the sides and write your message there, but this is what I'm going to be using. Now you can also, instead of having it go, that's what it's like closed on the inside, instead of having it that way, you can actually have it, I can't really turn it that way because of the greeting, but you can have it that as your outside, so then it comes that way, and if you wanted you could put a belly band around it. Okay, so what I did for this one, I'll just quickly give you a little bit of information. That wish is from the new Delightful Sentiments cut foil and embossed dies, and that's been released this month, August 2019. So if you like that, and there's a whole range of these beautiful sentiments, just to go to your normal craft shop or where you do your normal ordering, and they should be able to get that in for you. I will have on my blog, I will have all the codes so that you can order if you need to. On this one I've also used the Petite Edge die, which is that one, and that's from the Les Petites Jardins collection, and I got this months ago and I use this so much. I just absolutely adore it, and I often use it like this with just that little bit showing, or as you can see it's quite deep, so it comes down all the way down here, so you can do it either way. You can put it back the other way too, I think, if you wanted. Oh no, that one doesn't cut, I think. Yeah, that part doesn't cut, so you get a straight line along there, but you still get the pieces are cut out. I haven't got one to show you, but I'll be doing one after. Okay, so that's what we're making today. Okay, so this is the simple version, I promise. Right, so I'm using the Naughty or Nice collection. This is a 6.5 by 6.5 pack, but I'm not using that today because I needed the bigger pieces for this. This has actually been cut. This is from the 12 by 12. Alright, so I'm going to be using this small piece, which is, let me check my measurements. Excuse me, this is 4 inch by 12 inch. Okay, and we're just going to do a couple of scores on it, and that's all. And I'm going to use this piece to do these little panels. So there's not much that we'll use, and we'll cut it downwards to get the pattern the right way, depending on which paper you're using. Just be careful that you do keep your pattern up the right way. But I've just, with this one, it was the same. I just cut down and then cut across, and I got what I wanted and had the pattern in place. Okay, so let's start. I'll put this big piece aside for the minute, and I shall get my scoreboard. This is the Couture Creations scoreboard. Alright, okay, so we need to score that at 2 inches and 10 inches. Alright, so that's it with the scoreboard. I'll just fold those. You can see that's the pattern on the back, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. This is going to be my front part. Okay, so what we're going to do, oh sorry, I did need that scoreboard again. Sorry, I just need to mark 6 inches on each side and top and bottom. Just a little pencil mark, that's all you need. Now I can get rid of the scoreboard. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're just going to put the ruler, see the mark there and the mark there. You might not be able to see that, it's a bit hard to see. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to put a ruler, any ruler, I just happen to have a metal one, and we're just going to fold that down, get that even. Grab your bone folder, you just got to make sure it's even, otherwise it's not going to all line up. Get your bone folder, flatten that down, take your ruler away now, for now, and bend this one down, fold this one down so that it lines up. Now we've got to get these folds here should also line up as close as you can get it. Okay, so we just get our bone folder again. Okay, now we're going to flip it that way and we're going to do the exact same thing. Put your ruler to your marks, fold it down. You might do it on the other side first. I'm left-handed, so I do everything back to front to right-handers, as I'm always being told. Bring your other side down, so whichever one you feel comfortable doing first, do that. I don't know if you can see that, but these two are lining up here. Alright, fold that, get your bone folder, open it out. Now what you need to do next is you need to have those folds, fold them backward and forward, because they all need to be able to go each way, and you'll see why in just a minute. Okay, so they're all ready to go. Turn it back over to the right side. Now these pieces here are going to come together, so you're just going to kind of squeeze that down. It's a little bit tricky. I just basically, I don't know if you can see that, I just sort of pull them in like that, and then what's going to happen, that's going to fold down, and then these are going to come together. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. It's really a little bit difficult, but I'll show you the inside in a minute. So get your bone folder again and flatten that down, both sides, and then you see how that's folded down as well. Right, and then this will come back like that. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Very easy. And just pull that back and get this down so that they're even. Pull that one flat out of the way. If you're a little bit off line, just move it over. Use your bone folder. Bring that back. Put that one. That'll just fall into place once it's been done. And there is your card. That's the bones of your card. So what we're going to do now, we're going to decorate it. Now this could be used for any sort of celebration, anything. But we're going to make this into a Christmas card because this is Christmas paper. Now I've just noticed I've got a little bit of pencil showing. I don't think that's going to show when I'm finished, but I'm just going to use my Creative Detailer to get rid of that. I know it's advertised as to get rid of overfoiling, but honestly it can be used for a lot of things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've done this little bell. I don't know if you can see all of the shimmer and shine on that or not. This is the Ringing Bells acrylic stamp from Couture Creations, and I stamped that and I coloured it with alcohol markers, and then I've gone over it with a shimmer pen, and I don't know if you can see that or not. I've been over it about 5 times because I wanted to get a bit of shimmer. Now, there's a little bit, can you see that bow there? I can just see there's a little bit of white showing. This is the new Couture Creations craft pen, a craft knife I should say. I'm just going to try and get that bit of white out of there, just so it doesn't stand out with the red background. It's pretty sharp. This is just a fiddly little spot, little tiny. Nearly got it. There we go. I've just got to chop the top bit off. Alright, that's got it. That's better. I'm happy now. Okay. This is really sharp, so if you get one of these, just don't leave it where your kids will get hold of it, and be careful of your fingers. Alright, that is going to go on here. But first of all, I've got something in the Go Press and Foil machine, and it's from the Modern Essentials set, which has been out for a while, and it's a cut foil and emboss set, and this particular one is the Decorative Nesting Circular Flourish Frames, which I use a lot. And I'll just pull it out. It has heated up, but I'll probably have to heat it up again. Whoops, that was my light. Now this one, a bit of foil on there. This one is actually a Pro Forma one. When you buy them from the shop, they're a silver colour. I'm just trying to find a bit of foil that I had cut. I don't know what I've done with it now. Hang on. Yeah, you get them from the shop as a silver one. I've got a Pro Forma. Oh, there it is, sitting right next to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on there. Now this is as I said, this is a cut foil and embossed die. So put that on there, and I'll put the red cardstock on there, which is the closest I've got to this paper. I'll just put that back into heat up for a second. And what I'm going to do is bring my Go Powered Emboss machine over. Hopefully you can see that it might be too big, I think. Yep, that's a bit too big. Yep, no, that's not going to work because you can't see it. Alright, now that should be okay. Yep, I can see that. I can see the paper everywhere. Can you see that impression? So there it is there. I'll just take that off. That's very hot, so don't burn yourself when you're doing that. Just put that there. Just let that, there we go. You just sort of push it and it should come off. Alright, now that is perfect for me to use on a card, and I will do a video on that at some point, but that's just perfect to heat it on there. Okay, so we'll get back to here. What I want is to put that on there. So I'll glue that down, and then I'm going to put that on there. I think that looks quite pretty actually. So let's do that. Get my glue. I'm really happy with how that came out. It came out absolutely perfect. And I have found, since I got my Go Power and Emboss electric die cutting machine, that things have come out. Oops, that's not straight. Get those little bits top and bottom. But that the foiling has come out better than the die cutting machine that I had to wind the handle. Alright, now with this one, a little bell, which is, as I said before, that's this one here, the ringing bells. I'm going to put that on there, but I thought I might just get some foam tape. Now, this is the Couture Creations. They've got some foam squares, dots, strips, and mini foam mini dots. I think I'll just use the I think the foam dots will be okay. I'll just pull those out. I just thought the black would be better because it's on a darker colour. I do actually have the double-sided tape, which is white, but I just think the black will be better in this situation. So just pop some of those out. What have I done here? I've still got the cardboard on the back. Okay. So I'm just going to pop those out and just put some bits on the back. This one. 2. Oops, can you see that? No, sorry. Another one up there. I think I'll put one in the centre because I hate it when things dip in the centre. Okay. So I'll just take the top layers off. Now these are really sticky, they hold on really well. Hope that one doesn't want to come off for me. Alright, okay. Just going to put that, oops, that one's got its layers sticking there. Okay. Just put that one on there. I think that looks pretty good actually. Now what I'd like to do next is, oh, now I've got to find it. I want to die cut some, I'm losing everything today. I've got a bit of gold foil here. Sorry, gold glitter paper here, I should say. And I just want to cut that. Oh, here it is. I just want to cut the edges and do what I did on this one. Just give it a bit of an edge and then cover it over. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that. And since how I can't bring my die cutting machine over, I'm just going to have to zip off for a second. Right, so what I need to do here, I'm just grabbing Couture Creations mini guillotine. As you can see, most of those have popped out. I'll just do the others in a minute. I'm just going to cut that just so I've got a bit of a border. I don't want too much. Just so I can glue it in. I will need that guillotine again in a minute. Now, you can actually, if you're a bit frugal like I am, you can actually keep that and use that if you've got a greeting or something and put it at the bottom to set it off. So that will go into my stash and I will use that. Okay, so I'll just get the last of these out. As I said, with the glitter paper it's just a bit harder to get it to cut really well. And if you've run it through a few times, as you can see, it's pretty good. Most of this end is going to come off anyway. I'm going to get rid of that. So I'm not too fussed about that. Just because there's too much of it. It needs to be, and so here, so we won't use all of that. Those couple of bits here we will. Okay. And you won't see all of this part either. Okay, making a mess. Get rid of that. Okay, just try and do this one. Most of that's gone. As long as I've got rid of the top layer, that's really the main thing I need because that's what's going to be showing I'm not so worried about the bottom because that's going to be covered up with those little panels that we're going to do. Alright. Alright, I think that'll do. Get out of there, you. That should be enough. Yep, get rid of all this rubbish. Okay, so what we're going to do next is, this is going to go on there. I think that just really finishes it. So I'll try to get it even. Now you can do it a bit more or a bit less. I don't want too much on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some tape along there. Let's just see. I'm trying to get it reasonably even. I think that's pretty even there. What I did with the other one, which I think is actually simpler, so I just got my craft knife and my ruler and I just cut it off. Now this might be, no, it's quite easy to get off. I just thought because this is a glitter paper, it's so much thicker. But no, that's come off really well. Okay, so that's evened that off. We'll do the same on the other end. Alright, there's a little tiny bit showing there, not much, just a tiny bit. Just get that last little bit off because we don't need that to show. Alright, now look how much better that looks, isn't that gorgeous? So now we're going to do the same on this side. Put some tape, and just remember that's what's showing at the back. That's going to be covered up with our panel. Okay, so don't worry about that. Put this one on there. Just do the same thing again. Just get it as even as we can. I had that showing just below, just above the bottom of that little circle, so that's what I'm going to do again. Alright, get rid of those little bits. Get our ruler and our craft knife. Chop that off. I'm just going to do that. So I just want to keep that little circle bit there. Didn't want to cut that right off. Same thing over here. And I'll just do that here again. Just take those little bits. It's still got a little tiny bit of stuff stuck in there. Get that out. As you can see, some of these are still in there, but I don't really care because it's going to be covered. Alright. Doesn't that look pretty? We'll get rid of that rubbish. That looks really pretty. The next thing we're going to do, put the cover on the craft knife. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the panels. I'll just grab my extra paper back and the mini guillotine. Put that aside for a minute. Get some of this out of the way, and we're going to cut. Now you might need to play around with this a little bit, but what I did is I initially cut the width at 1 3/4 on the first one, but I felt it was just a little bit too narrow. So I'm going to do it at 1 4/16 and just see how that turns out. Now remember to keep your pattern the right way up, So this is, we're going down. We're going to be cutting down and then across. So what did I say? 1 4/16, which is about there. Just cut that. You don't have to have the same pattern on the inside. If you wanted, you could do the music pattern on the inside. Yeah, see, I think that's a bit better. Now, the other thing that I did need to show you, let me cut the rest of this first. This is going to be 3 4/16. So I'll cut that first. And 3 4/16. 3 14/16, I should say. Just cut that little bit. So we've got those two pieces, which are going to go on the panel. Alright, that's going to cover up a lot of this. But what we do need to do, which I did forget to tell you before, well, if you're a bit pedantic like me, because I get a bit OCD with this sort of stuff, you can see most of that white is covered up, but not all of it. And I like to have that covered, and I can't do that unless I do a full panel, which you can do. So what I've done is I'll just cut that bit off like that. So it's not going to do any harm. Alright, so they're gone. And we'll do the same on the other end. They're not functional. Those pieces are not functional at all because the rest of it's holding it down, so it really doesn't matter. So I just don't like to have it showing. It's very simple. Alright. Lid back on the craft pen. The craft knife, I should say. I don't know why I keep calling it a pen. Okay, and now make sure you've got this up the right way, because we want that right in the right way. Some glue, a bit of glue on your panel. And again, I like to double check. That is going to go over there. A bit of a border. Now, like I said, if you want, you alter that to suit yourself. If you want to cover that whole piece right up to that edge, do that. Whatever you want to do. It's your card and your choice. Put some glue on this one. I rather like this too. I actually did think about doing that at one point, but it blended in too much with that paper inside, which is the only reason that I didn't. And as I said, you can put whatever you want in there. There's all sorts of different designs you could put in. I'm checking again. That's it. Okay, that one's done. And the last thing, and I haven't cut it on the guillotine because I did 2 of these when I did the first one, is just going to be a piece to go in there so that if you want to write on it, you can. If you want to stamp a message on it, you can do that. That just finishes it off. I think I'll use these to write a message on. But as I said, you can stamp in there, you can put something plainer in here and put a message on the panels on the sides. That's it. That's done. I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think? Do you like that? Something different, isn't it? And I think a nice belly band on that would be good as well. If you want to put a little belly band or a bit of gold ribbon, put a bit of gold ribbon. I don't think I've got any right here. Oh yeah, I've got a bit. Hang on. Just going through my big box of ribbons. Hang on, got a bit of a tangle there. So if you wanted, you could just put a ribbon underneath. I'll get myself in a bit of a twist here. Get a bit more ribbon out. Do that. And just make a bow. That's not quite long enough to make a bow. Scissors. Just don't do it too tight if you put these dies on the sides, otherwise it's going to damage it. I'm not the best bow maker like this, but it'll do. It's just to kind of show you what you can do. There you go. Alright, so we've got that one, and we've got that one. I'm pretty happy with those. It was so easy, just so easy to do, but if I can do that, anybody can do that. So there you go. 2 easy Christmas cards that are going to give a bit of a wow and impact when you hand them over. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll put all the measurements on my website. I'll catch you next time.